trying to go facial hair for, I want to say 4 years. Ever since I've known him, you can see the results. He hasn't shaved. NFL preseason festivities in Chicago. Let's get to it. Screen left, new coach. Screen right, same quarterback. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson now paired together. Their futures dependent upon each other. It helps when you have a talented tight end. That's Colston Loveland, number 10 overall pick out of Michigan. Caleb finds him. We got a pickup of about 8 yards, and then Cole Kmet, you do better than 8 yards. How about 29 yards? If you paid attention to the Lions under Ben Johnson, he was the OC. Sam Laporta, high draft pick, really a weapon in that offense. Man likes to deploy the tight ends. Found Loveland again, did Williams. 3 receptions by the tight end group, 55 yards. Then you find Olamide Zaccheaus, his only catch, but it goes for 6. 36 yards, touchdown Bears, touchdown the Bears. Caleb, 5 of 6, 97 yards and a touchdown on the opening drive. Would have been his most passing yards on a single drive all of last season at 7-0 Chicago. Then you find DJ Moore, and you know that he's wide receiver 1 there in Chicago. That's his completion, 2 grabs, 16 yards for him. Caleb looking for Rome Odunze, not so much, but that's okay. 6 of 10, 107 yards and a touchdown. Bears win 38-0. Here's Ben Johnson on his young quarterback.
Anytime you're a young player, there's usually a couple steps forward and 1 step back, and that's really been the story of his training camp. And he and I have been really open and honest about that as we've gone through. And he's had some really good practices, and then he's had a couple where it's like, that's not good enough, bud. So I thought really the 3 days of practice we had this week and this game were the most he's stacked up good days in a row right now. And so the challenge is going to be to keep pushing in that direction.
NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum joining us for more Mondays with Mike. We love that. We just heard from Ben Johnson on Caleb Williams. How about you, Mike T? What were your first impressions of Caleb in this new look Bears offense?
My first impressions are you should be flagged for too many hairs on your face, Randy. But I digress. Let's get going here. Look.
Okay.
Yeah, look, Caleb Williams played really well, unlike your shaving proclivities. I thought he was poised, he was accurate, he played fast, and I thought he was able to establish something early. First play here, gets out of the pocket and got himself going. He got to the tight ends 3 different times, which is a Ben Johnson staple. And when you can throw a seam shot like this, it's going to be a lot harder for the defense because now they got to cover the whole field. I thought the anticipation was good. And again, when you can get the ball to your tight ends, and then DJ Moore right here, outstanding performance by Caleb Williams in this Bears offense.
All right, Mike Tannenbaum is back. Let's run around some more quarterbacks from the weekend in our Mike check, beginning with Jaxson Dart there in New York.
Randy, Jaxson Dart won the weekend. To me, he is a day 1 starter. He was accurate, he was poised, he was confident. I love the way he played. Look at his accuracy. This is a small window in the NFL, and you have to know where the ball is going quickly. That's your first read. Then the dump down here to Theo Johnson. If I'm Brian Daboll, he has earned the job. I'd put him in and just live with the growing pains. All right, next up is Dylan Gabriel, Randy. I thought Dylan Gabriel actually exceeded expectations. I'm very concerned about his size in the regular season, but give him credit. He threw the ball accurately, really good placement with the ball. He also knew where to go with it. The only concern, as this graphic is showing, he did have the 2 turnovers, including a pick 6, but from a Brown standpoint, the overall body of work was excellent, and I think he's earned a spot on the roster. Okay, last up is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, as we know, is competing with Anthony Richardson to start for the Colts. I thought he played pretty good. The ball placement here was excellent to Michael Pittman. What we are concerned about with him is he's had 73 turnovers and 208 sacks in his career. He was much better on that. And when we listen to Shane Steichen, he's close to announcing a starter. My gut is it'll be Daniel Jones because he avoided the negative plays.
All right, we're going to see. I mean, the decision is between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, Sr. there. My situation here with my face, I feel like it also is a week 1 question mark. We're going to see if it makes it that far, Mike T. It might be gone by the end of the week if you continue bullying. Mike Tannenbaum, thank you, sir. Let's get to the Jags. Let's get to the Saints on the 17th day of August. And keep 17 very much in your head. We've got Trevor Lawrence, no Travis Hunter. He's out with an upper body injury. You know, caution, discretion, the better part of valor right now in the preseason. But the ball is out, and that's a fumble on the exchange with Tank Bixby. 22 fumbles lost since he came into the league in 2021 for Trevor Lawrence. That's the most in the NFL. Lawrence to Parker Washington, though. He atones. Washington has the score. T-Law goes 8 of 10, 76 yards, lost the fumble, did have a touchdown, played 2 drives, 17 snaps. Tyler Shuck is trying to win this quarterback job. 40th overall draft pick out of Louisville. Yeah, it's not going to help. Drop back. It's better than turning the football over, but he goes down for a sack, loses his footing. He said, I did feel really comfortable. There's going to be growth moments. He was 9 of 12 for 66 yards. Spencer Rattler had a better overall stat line. Finds Trayton Welch, I should say. That Shuck to Welch, 28 yards. You got to look at the receiver group. It's kind of thin beyond Chris Olave there in New Orleans. Rattler's out. He's thrown a Dante Pettis. Pettis has been bounced around the league a little bit, but Pettis finds the end zone with less than 25 seconds to go. We're at about 21 seconds. Saints trail by 2. Rattler's going to keep it himself here. Sees nothing open, doesn't force it, runs it home, and we finish in a 17-17 tie on the 17th of August. Rattler, 18 of that. Hey, after Shedeur Sanders started the Browns' first preseason game, it was fellow rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel who got the start on Saturday. Went 13 of 18, 143 yards against the Eagles. He did throw a pick 6. Gabriel, one of 5 quarterbacks currently in the running to start week 1 for the Browns. Head coach Kevin Stefanski is the one who has to make that call on QB1.
Obviously, we will name a starter. It's going to come this week. We still anticipate all of our players, whether you're a starter or not, to prepare like you're the starter. And knowing all of our players in that room, that's exactly what they do.
I mean, his mustache is fine. Reigning champion Eagles adding some depth at receiver, acquiring John Mechie III from the Texans. Mechie had 24 grabs with Houston last season. He was a teammate of fellow Eagles wideout Devontae Smith on Alabama's 2020 national title team. Eagles are sending tight end Harrison Bryant in a 5th-round pick back to Houston. So after the trade, what does the Eagles wide receiver room look like? Thank you for asking. It's A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They have the 1 and 2 spots locked up. However, it does remain to be seen who's going to come out as a true wide receiver 3 between Mechie now and Jahan Dotson.
Louis Riddick is back with us. I want to get your thoughts on what the Vikings are doing this preseason, because there's a quarterback change in Minnesota. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy this year. Missed all of last season, his rookie season with a knee injury, yet this year will be the starter. We've barely seen him this preseason. If you had it your way, what would you be doing with J.J. McCarthy?
Quite honestly, Nicole, I'd be doing exactly what Kevin O'Connell and the coaching staff in Minnesota is doing. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially when we're talking about all these other quarterbacks and a guy like Caleb Williams, and over the fact, and we were kind of like sweating the fact that he hadn't played in the preseason up to this point. And we're going, well, why does J.J. McCarthy get a pass? He's only played basically 2 series last year and then 1 series this year, and now they're going to put him in bubble wrap? Well, I think it's because, look, he played so much in college. He's been in this system now going on 2 seasons. And I think they have so much intel on him and so much confidence in the fact that, look, we moved up to 10 overall to draft this young man for a reason. And that's because we think he has great mental horsepower. We think he has a great foundation. We've seen everything that we need to see in practices up to this point that lead us to believe it'll transfer to games. In his limited time that he played in the game, he looked fantastic. His movement looks back. That meniscus looks totally 100%. Why do we need to risk it at this point? What's he going to show us in another game or a couple more plays in a preseason game that's going to make us feel any more comfortable than we feel already? Nothing. So I think, look, if I'm Kevin O'Connell, I'm going, you're done. You'll get your reps in practice, and then let's just cut it loose with this roster that we think is good enough to obviously contend for the North and contend for the NFC overall. We'll just put all of our chips on the table then. We're not risking anything else now. And quite honestly, I like JJ in college. I love him even more now. I do the same thing.
Look, the bubble wrap theme is a common one in the NFL at this point in the season. So we've now had, two weeks of preseason action. Is there a team, and if so, who's impressed you the most to this point?
I think it's the New England Patriots. And I know, like, years ago, we would have been like, oh, man, not more New England Patriots talk, right? Enough of them. Let's move on to someone else. Well, then they fell off. The roster disintegrated. Obviously, we know what happened as far as the coaching change overall and how they basically hit the bottom of the barrel. Well, I think now this is a team that's going to surprise. I think Mike Vrabel is a fantastic coach and leader. Josh McDaniels is exactly what Drake May needs on that offense. And look, they revamped the offensive line, made it stronger. I think like 4/5 of this offensive line is going to be different this year. They added more weaponry. Trevion Henderson, who we've already talked about this weekend, is a fantastic, just explosive playmaker out of the backfield on special teams. They added playmakers at all three levels on the defensive side, which is Mike Vrabel's specialty. Like, I think obviously in the East right now, it's Buffalo and then everyone else is chasing them. I think New England is going to be chasing them and being nipping on their heels saying, hey, look, we're back. It's not like it was these past couple of years.
Can you hear our producer Evan like doing jumping jacks and like screaming? Like he's literally screaming for joy in the control room right now. Lewis, thank you for making